And staying on St. Thomas, Lee Carl caught up with the governor on his talk show recently and discussed the new budget plans for the 2009 fiscal year. Let's take a look.
Following his State of the Territory address, the governor made the rounds at various talk shows on St. Croix and St. Thomas. He's here at WSTA at the Pass It On program by the former Senator Roosevelt David, as David asked him some pretty pertinent questions, so the governor had a chance to fill in the cracks, so to speak.
That some 3,000 people are already getting unemployment benefits.
Yes.
And that hotel occupancy is down like 1/3, and business sales are down some 35%. That's significant there.
It is, and I want, first of all, let me truly thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this today. Because I wanted to make sure that with the State of the Territory, it just was not a case of giving a speech within the chamber of the Senate to the senators and to the wider community, and not come out and explain, to the extent people are interested through their questions, a little bit more as to why I articulated the position I articulated, why I have the concerns I do, and why at the same time I think that this is a period of opportunity. But you're absolutely correct. We have over 3,000 individuals in our community, unfortunately, that are receiving unemployment benefits. 2,000 of them are receiving regular unemployment benefits. Close to 900, a little bit more than that, are receiving extended 59 weeks. So clearly it's an indication of, and that's the highest we've been ever since the impact of September 11th. In addition to that, we have the scenario while the first quarter of this fiscal year, October 1 to December 31st, we were able to maintain a certain amount of hotel occupancy, a certain amount of a rate structure. But as we began to get into the season and the effects of the recession and the unemployment rates rising, our basic market, which is the Northeast, began to feel the effect. So what we're seeing is, in fact, a decrease in hotel reservations into the first and second quarter of calendar 2009, which therefore will translate into lower spending in our businesses. And we've had businesses that have had less sales, had to reduce the number of hours for their employees. Compounded by that is the fact that on both islands, or in both districts, we've had business closures that have taken place. So it is very serious times that present opportunities, but unfortunately it's going to be painful in some respects.
Now, is it possible that this could get any worse?
Yes, I do really believe it could. If you look at the numbers that are coming out nationally right now, you're beginning to see a number of private sector companies, even in the technology field, beginning to reduce its employment, from Honeywell to Pfizer to Yahoo, for example, and Google are all cutting back. So clearly that's an indication. On the other hand, the opportunity that we want to capitalize on is that as President Obama's stimulus package goes through the process, particularly given the House approval yesterday, it provides that amount of stimuli that we need, and we'll get our share to be able to jumpstart our economy. So do I think it could get worse? Yes. Do I think we have to manage a lot better? Yes, we do. But there will be an impact.
Wow. Now, you've submitted, I think, $700 million a package to the president. And in one of his messages, State of the Territory messages, I remember you said that you're going to have capital investments of up to $700 million, right, and over a 6-year period. And that I think what you're looking for now, or the president is looking for now, projects that are shovel ready.
That's correct.
Does it mean that you were foreseeing this?
It's what we tried. What we did about a year ago is that we went out to the various departments and we said to the departments, and we also some projects that were in process, what are the critical capital projects that are in process that we need to do, from education to ports to the roads to e-health infrastructure? What are those projects? And we developed a capital plan about a year ago, and that capital plan sort of broke down each of those projects by category. So when the president elect began to formulate much more specificity what he was looking for, we then expanded that list and went to the authorities, to WAPA, to the Waste Management Authority, to the university, to HFA, and said to them, what projects do you have that we can incorporate to give to the president? And then we took our central government projects, the authorities projects, and put them into the two categories that the president was looking for, which is those that are shovel ready, ready to go within 180 days, and those that would take a longer period of time, so that we could use that as a way to jumpstart our economy. So what we really did is took our capital plan, put it into the two categories, but expanded it beyond just the central government to look at our authorities. Because, you know, my philosophy is that it is the same taxpayer base. So to the extent that it's a WAPA project, a Port Authority project, a housing project, we're going after the same dollars out of the same pocketbook. So to the extent that we can utilize those monies through the federal government and leverage that and cause us to rely less on the authorities or the local taxpayer, that's to our advantage. And so we incorporated it all together, and that's what we gave to the president. With those projects we'd looked at, expanded for the authorities.
Good. Now, if we were to get the good news that the president is saying in the next couple of weeks, hey, here is some money for you, some millions of dollars, would we be able to put people to work just about immediately so that monies could circulate in this economy?
Well, we're going to have to. By one way or the other, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, we're going to find a way to do it, because under, as you said, under the shovel ready, either you lose it, either you use it or you lose it. And I do not want to have to be in a position to explain why we didn't utilize certain funding. That's what we're doing now. I am meeting internally. I'm meeting with my advisors, some of the folks that are working specifically on the legislation to determine how best do we structure the organization to, once the monies come, because the monies are going to come within less than 30 days after the president signs the bill. So, and it's moving fast. The House just signed. The Senate will take it up within the next 2 weeks, which means that by the end of February, first 10 days in March, we could see monies begin to flow into the various states and territories. So the question is, how do we spend it? Which then means our contractors have to be ready, programs within the departments have to be ready, because even though we're focusing on the infrastructure component, we've also asked that this bill include a stabilization for us, whereby on the middle class tax cuts, to the extent that individuals pay less in taxes, we're looking to the federal government to offset that loss to our treasury, so we don't have to take the double hit. So we even have those programs in place. So there is a lot in the stimulus bill that we need to take advantage of, and it's going to require us not to do business the same way in order to make sure that the Virgin Islands is able to spend it, not lose it, and we can get some activity going here with contractors, with jobs, with programs, without having to look at local funding to do it.
In St. Thomas, Lee Carl for News Channel 8.